Now, NBA Mock Draft 1.0, this lottery edition, just the first 14 picks. Now, we had already decided before we went live or before we started recording the show who will get the first pick. We're giving it to our brethren, Dehls. Dehls has the first overall pick.
Shout out to the Spurs, man. Are we doing music?
Yes.
No, don't do the music.
What the fuck?
It ruins the TikTok
Bro's a
edits.
big music guy.
It will be unable to be posted on TikTok if we do the music.
Why?
Because the sound is in the way, and then when you do the cuts, it's going to sound horrible.
Or you just don't announce your pick until the music stops playing.
I'm not the editor. I have no say in that.
I am the editor. So
there you go.
Yes.
Spurs won the lottery. First pick is Victor.
Please add some
No
energy
analysis.
to that.
First pick is Victor.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing to say. You saw someone asked him, how'd you get the nickname Wemby?
No, I just saw him, the Rockets get 4, and he get excited.
Yeah, facts.
That was
And I saw the Spurs. He was geeking that the Spurs got the first
There's
pick.
really no analysis need here. We've been talking about Wemby for years.
You know,
we knew this was going to be the pick.
I kind of forgot, but like my top 5 list of preferred destinations, number 2 is the Spurs. That's basically number 1 because number 1 was the Mavericks and they had a long shot.
Holy
so my
shit.
number 1 was actually the Spurs because they had a realistic chance of getting Wemby.
Why do we allow this?
It's a fact.
Why, Riv?
And even if
I'm
you
talking to you,
even if
'cause I
they're
feel
not
like you
my
and
number
Mabel-
1, it's number 2.
Wasn't he on Bleacher Report? He said he want the Rockets to get 1?
He did.
Of course, which I
Yeah, for personal agenda purposes, but I said my top 5 preferred destinations. Number
Isn't
2,
preferred
number
destinations
2
is personal preference?
Number 2 was the Spurs.
Wasn't
number
that
2 was the
Is he
Spurs?
just
Number
looking
2
out
was
for
the
Victor,
Spurs,
you
yeah,
think?
for sure.
He's just like,
My number 1 was the Mavs.
Wait,
number
wasn't
2 was
3
Spurs.
Houston?
3 was the Rockets or Hornets.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, it was the
probably the
Rockets.
Rockets,
4 was
to be
Hornets.
honest. There was
5
no
was
the Hornets.
Pacers. Don't disrespect me. Don't disrespect me. Now, number 2 overall pick. Now, this is where things get interesting because I think this is where the draft can either take a turn or we can go with consensus right here. So, Riv, I want you to select the 2nd overall pick. Something so challenging.
Man.
Talk to me because I know who your number 2 player off the board is.
It's tough, man, because I've seen a lot of stuff that says LaMelo and Scoot can play together, but then I've seen some stuff where people are not high on Brandon Miller. I'm gonna go Brandon Miller.
Bro, what happened to Eamon?
No, Eamon to Charlotte? I never had Eamon to Charlotte.
Bro, you told me that Eamon's your number 2 guy. That's
Doesn't
why
mean
I'm
I had Eamon
wondering.
to Charlotte.
Oh,
Nah,
okay,
I'm gonna
okay.
go Brandon Miller here. I think as much as I do love Scoot, I don't like the possibility of LaMelo sharing the backcourt with another ball-dominant guard. And I think pairing him with guys that are around, like his height or taller, would make the lineup much better defensively. And then Brandon Miller can come in automatically be a catch-and-shoot player, can be a guy who can spot up from 3, can give you that type of defense on the wing. And he just complements LaMelo so much that I really want him with Charlotte. So I will go Brandon Miller at 2.
Okay, understandable.
There's been a lot of reports recently that he's been interviewing bad and he's not in the best of shape.
Do you think you take that over just best player available?
Sometimes, yeah. Yeah, I think this one. Like, if Scoot gets picked at 2, I wouldn't be surprised, but I wouldn't mind Brandon Miller here. I just think he fits truly perfect next to what LaMelo's going to do, what he needs to do.
Then that means that number 3 is getting an absolute steal. And that's going to be the Portland Trailblazers. And there's been a lot of conversations recently today.
Let me ask you, since you're the GM, are you trading Dame after you make this pick?
So we were on BR, and there's no better time to trade Dame because you get your point guard and Scoot Henderson. That's literally, it fills in perfectly, and now it allows you to build for the future. You're going to get great compensation for trading Damian Lillard. When I saw the report was the opposite the morning after the draft lottery, I was kind of shocked because they're saying they want to go all in, which I believe you will get a very good package for that number 3 overall pick. With that being said, I would be one of those that if there was any time to trade Dame, this is it. Because you're getting Scoot Henderson, a point guard that you can trust to be your franchise point guard for the rest of, for the time coming, especially moving on from Dame. There's a little bit of a blow, easing the blow there. So for number 3, if I'm in Portland, yes, I will be selecting Scoot Henderson. I believe that this is the number 2 prospect in the draft. The one thing that he does have to work on is his shooting, but other than that, everything else, he is an amazing prospect. He can make the best in this class for sure. His ability to get to the rim, his athleticism. He's just a little bit undersized, but still is a pesky defender. I'm going Scoot, no doubt about it, at number 3.
The 4th overall pick is where the draft's going to take a turn.
Well, I like how you did this for your Rockets.
The Houston Rockets got the
That's
4th
why
overall pick.
I was real. I was like, I know I'm going to make this 3rd pick.
Scoot, Brandon Miller off the board. The Rockets need a point guard. You look at Amon Thompson. he's hyper athletic.
He's there.
He's 6'7".
For sure.
25% from three, not impressive.
No.
20 years old, going up against high schoolers in the overtime elite league.
He played grown men before.
Do I trust overtime elite league? Do I trust that league? I really don't. So you know what? I'm gonna go long.
Here we go.
And I'm selecting Anthony Black with the 4th overall pick. I think he has natural feel as a passer. He's a great defender, and I think the Rockets need a floor general.
No, I did it.
And I'm going Anthony Black.
No, I did it.
I'm going Anthony Black for the Rockets.
This is the first time in years he's given me no indication he was doing this.
Because Anthony Black, with respect, listen, is he a better shooter than Amon? Not that hard. Amon shot 25%. His splits were, 45, 30, and 71 from the free throw line. He's probably a better playmaker. But other than that, Amon's athleticism, I feel like that's where you have to lean upside. I like Anthony Black as a prospect as well. But to take him at 4, I think that's a little bit high.
Is falling.
But I get where you're coming from. The Rockets need a true playmaker, and that is Anthony Black.
When did he face grown men?
It was he played overseas before one time, and then he played in like you know that league, that like the TBT league. You know what it is?
Yeah.
You sure?
I have an idea.
Okay, yeah. He played it. His team over the what's the name team played in it.
I understand the critique, and I know people are going to say Anthony Black is a reach at pick number 4, but the pushback I'll give to that is Amon Thompson feels like a player that he gets to Houston, and it's another player who is going to have an insane ego with these Rockets players, and I feel like the Rockets already have a plethora of young players that are trying to showcase themselves. I trust Anthony Black going into the situation and playing a role over Amon Thompson. And I think Anthony Black, his upside to me is like a Josh Giddey, somebody who's a floor general. His jump shot is kind of funky, but I think it can develop. He's not the most athletic guy, but he's still a great defender. And his passing, his vision on the court is one of the best in his draft. I say Scoot's number 1, second is Anthony Black.
Yeah, I'm with you.
And I'm going to go with that. I'm going to go with the floor general point guard over Amon.
This is tough. We got the Pistons at 5. You got Amon, who could go as high as 2. But you already have the 2 guards. You have Ivy there. You have Cade there. Cam Whitmore is always on the board too, who's
Take it easy.
more of a wing.
Riv, what are you doing?
So maybe
Pistons. I want to make sure he does. He's getting
red.
red.
Fits the team better. Who would you go with here, Riv? Would you just go with your? You have a crush on the Pistons. You have a crush on Amon. So this is kind of the perfect pairing for you.
I wouldn't put Amon here.
So you would go with Cam? Or would you go in a different route? This is your Pistons, so I don't really feel a certain type of way.
No, go ahead. I want to see if you make a right pick. You're getting red. Don't get nervous.
I'll be honest. I've got sunburned in MetLife yesterday. That might.
Oh, you did?
Be it. Yeah, 65-degree weather. I was cold and got sunburned.
Can't say it.
Be respectful.
I think I'm gonna go with the fit here. I'm gonna go with Cam Whitmore.
Okay.
I like that.
I'm gonna go with the wing.
You know what?
6'7".
Dehls, you just don't give me casual vibes.
I'm gonna go with the wing.
miss.
6'7", 232. He's 18, right? 18 years old, Whitmore.
Yes.
And he's 230. So like he's got some grown man strength, some grown man body on him. He could defend, create his own shot, and he kind of just fits this team better.
If I said that Amon was the most athletic, I made a mistake because it's Cam Whitmore. The man can jump out the gym. Listen, Amon is athletic, no doubt about it. He's a fast guard. He'll probably be that hybrid. But Cam Whitmore, that dude is insane.
I guess I got the magic here.
Facts.
Amon is a no. You do not put him in Orlando. No
last
jumper.
Thing they need.
Last
Let me
place
see, bro.
want.
You have to impress me here.
Why not?
Because they need jump. They need
no
jump
space,
shooting.
no floor spacing here. I mean, it's intriguing. The lineup is already big. You know, you got Wagner 6'10", Boncaro 6'10". Their backcourt's a little streaky. None of them can shoot in the backcourt. Fultz can't shoot. Suggs' offense is non-existent.
Body.
Cole Anthony is a 6-man.
Yep.
Wendell Carter, but Amon falling at 6 is something Orlando probably doesn't see coming, which makes their board a little tricky here.
Don't force it.
You have to.
No,
I'm
bro.
going Amon here at 6. I'm going Amon here at 6, man.
Bro said you can't draft Amon, and then you draft
Yeah,
Amon.
you have to. I just think he falls here at 6.
I just don't see a world where this happens.
Yeah,
you know what? This is the world.
It's Riv's world.
I don't see a world where Amon falls to 6.
No, I don't see a world where it happens either. That being said, if you're the Magic,
You have to.
you need the jump shooting.
So who do you
Like,
take? Nick Smith?
Taylor Hendricks crazy at 6. It really isn't that crazy.
If I'm flying on Taylor, I'm just gonna bank on Amon.
I get it, but
I'm gonna be honest,
if Amon
if-
and Taylor's there, you gotta go Amon because of the upside.
If I'm
but
selecting,
you need shooting for the Magic.
if I'm selecting a shooter with the 6th overall pick, I'm selecting Grady Dick.
That's not a bad pick.
Not
I can
bad.
probably get him at 11. Though.
You probably could get him at 11. That's the luxury of the Orlando Magic.
Maybe not.
Well, we're about to find out. Indiana's up, buddy.
All right, Indiana,
Time for Coach of the Year caller to make his pick.
and this is where Taylor Hendricks comes off the board because they do need a wing player.
You stole my.
Hey, listen, man. You gave me that option. I was thinking you were gonna go Taylor Hendricks because of the conversation that we've been having. But Indiana could use some wing play, especially he's playing off of Tyrese Halliburton. There's no better point guard to get him in his spots. A guy offers you size. Is very athletic, solid shot blocker as well, rim protector. Probably play that hybrid of that 3-4 will provide that type of versatility to your defense. So I'm going with Taylor Hendricks at
Washington's
number
like
7.
the easiest pick right now.
Washington Wizards have the 8th overall pick. Now, this is a weird team because I feel like they have a solid player everywhere, but they just don't have any
don't have a point
star
guard.
power.
You didn't give me any backlash for passing on Osar.
At Indiana?
Just because they play not similar positions. Obviously, Hendricks is a little bit taller.
Mathurin, Heald is there.
Correct.
I ain't mad at it.
But
They don't have a four.
Osar's going to play the facts.
I look at the Wizards, Bradley Beal, Kuzma possibly is back or he's gone. It depends. But even if he's gone, I think they start Corey Kispert at the 3,
Yep.
Kristaps at the 4, Gafford at the 5. So right now, the biggest two biggest positions of need is point guard and a center that's not just somebody that can play rotational minutes. And I think they need someone that's steady. They need someone that can defend. They need somebody that can space the floor. And I'm going to go with a very wizardy pick, and I'm going with Cason Wallace here.
Oh, okay. All right, I like that.
I'll be honest. I was looking at them.
I was
not
going
at
to
the
say,
Jazz.
yeah, Cason to the Jazz.
I was like, damn, that's a good fit. The Jazz, I mean, the only 2 spots you're looking at as solidified, you have Walker Kessler, you have Laurie. Outside that, you could probably use another wing. You could
Facts.
use a
You
guard.
use some dick.
Could use some, bro, what's wrong with
That's
that?
just funny.
He's talking facts. Could use some dick.
You could use some dick, but yeah. Grady.
At Danny Ainge is at the helm. You know, Danny Ainge has history with some
Utah,
white people.
Grady.
Grady Dick does feel like a Utah type player. Maybe I'm just thinking because of Laurie, but I think right now
Or just 'cause he's white.
It's probably that too.
1,000%
It's
he's white.
probably just Jarris Walker's there too, but
You can go, I don't think Utah can go wrong
I was
anywhere.
going to say
can't.
Utah because All-Star dropping would be
Yeah.
ideal to them.
Jarris or Grady
Jarris?
Dick.
yeah, you
facts.
could really go anyway. I think Danny Ainge is going to go with the shooting though, and you have the 6'8", the long wing defender, or not wing defender, but long person in Grady Dick, and hopefully down the line he could, maybe
It's
build
long,
on
huh?
his frame
Brother
a
can
little
stroke
bit. Shot 40% on 6 attempts per game. He's a knockdown shooter. I think Danny Ainge is going to.
And he's somebody that he's an all-around player. I think he's shown flashes of playmaking and passing. And he's somebody that I don't know if I'm getting too carried away, but Gordon Hayward comps, it could be there.
Is it because... Never mind. You fucked me. You
fucked me.
I'm sick you took Cason. I would have loved Cason to fall to the Magic, but you're saying that you were going to take him at 9, so
Yeah.
I don't feel too bad.
So 10th overall pick, the Dallas Mavericks. Riv, who are you going with?
All-Star has fallen to 10.
Yeah.
And they need a defender. Jarris Walker is also here that can fit the 4 spot. Jaden Hardy's there. I don't see a point of picking up Keontae George. Jordan Hawkins is there. They do need more shooting, though.
Okay.
I'm going to go Jarris Walker here.
Okay.
I'm going to go the guy who can defend 1 through 4. He fits perfectly. He played role player role in Houston. He was perfect in that role.
Jarris Walker.
Yeah, he can defend
So
well.
All-Star...
It's still on the board. Okay. And Orlando would do it.
That's what I'm saying.
just letting you know that. Orlando would do it.
I can't say that I wasn't thinking at least Jalen Hood, Shafino, just for the fact that you continue to add guard depth.
I'm assuming Kyrie comes back.
Now you get a guard. Say that one more time. No, this isn't.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking for me.
Got it. No. I'm talking about Orlando strictly. Jalen Hood-Schifino is definitely one that I'm looking at because you drafted Amon here. Amon does not provide you that shooting. I look at Jalen, and Jalen, where he's not the best three-point shooter, he is an elite mid-range shooter, especially off the pick and roll. The one thing you do look at is probably could use a little bit more of his playmaking, as Riv and I were talking about earlier. But when you have Markelle Fultz, and now we have Amon Thompson as well, those two guys are primarily going to be the facilitators of the offense. I just can't pass on Ausar. The fact that Ausar is here, you add a little bit more wing depth, especially with the fact that you have at the 3, you have, oh my God, I'm blanking on his name. You have Franz, and then of course at the 4, at the 4 you're gonna have Paolo, and then your 5 is Wendell. Now it allows you that flexibility. If you want to play a little bit smaller of a lineup, run Paolo at the 5, run Franz at the 4. Now you have Ausar at the 3. There's a lot of things that you could do with this lineup. Now you have Amon and Ausar, the twins together. That's something that's exciting for the Orlando Magic. I kind of got blessed.
So Ausar Thompson.
Yeah, no, Ausar going to 11. No, Phil, he went crazy.
He started the trend,
went crazy.
He fucked the whole draft. Yeah, he fucked the whole draft.
I respect it.
Anthony Black guy.
I don't think it's a bad pick.
Rockets fans.
I don't think necessarily either.
You know what's funny? That Rockets fans right now, I follow a big Rockets page. His name is Bias Houston. And right now, all he's doing is starting Amon Thompson propaganda.
There's a few of them doing it, yeah.
The entire Rockets Twitter, they are hell bent on getting Amon Thompson right now. 12th overall pick, OKC Thunder.
Interesting.
Now, man, this is an interesting team right here.
I have no idea where I would go.
Josh Giddey, SGA, Lou Dort, Jalen Williams. You're going to get back Shet. You know, I think they have enough guard play. Agreed. I do. I think I look at the players available right now.
Tell me you're going
Nick Smith, Jordan Hawkins, Keontae George. I don't know if they're guys that I go with. I'm very low on Nick Smith Jr. Jalen Hood is good. I'm a big fan of Jet Howard's game. I am. Okay. His floor spacing ability, I'm a big fan of his game. But you know what? I'm going to go with a big man here.
Well done.
I picked
well
him.
Done.
Are you going where I think you're going to go?
Who do you think I'm going to go?
I went GG.
You went GG?
I'm doing like my own. I went GG.
I have Lively here.
Lively's not a bad picky, but that's him and Shet.
I'll be honest.
That's why I have it you have both the two types of centers that you could have.
I'll be honest. It's between Lively for me and Noah Clowney. That's the two it's between. And I'm going to bank on upside, and I'm going to bank on Derek Lively.
I like that a lot.
I like that.
I like that a lot.
7-1?
Yeah.
Big guy.
And he's an elite defender. It's just his offensive game is non-existent.
7'1", 230. He's a big dude.
He's got some meat on him,
yeah,
too.
For sure.
Enough.
Sorry, 13th pick, we got the Raptors. And right now the Raptors have a lot of questions. Their backcourt, Gary Trent and Fred are both free agents. Their front court is pretty set. Jakob is a free agent too, but they just traded a first-round pick.
He's going to come back.
You think he'll re-sign there. And then, of course, you got Scotty and Pascal finishing up that front court. So their front court's pretty solidified, barring them completely blowing it up here. I don't know where Fred goes. Don't know where Gary Trent goes. They could resign. They could go elsewhere. But
one of them will be a licker.
In the world, of course, in the world that one of them leaves, I think you need a guard here. And there's one I'm looking at that's available from Michigan, Kobe Buffkin. Is that how you pronounce it?
Yes.
Buffkin from Michigan, sophomore. 35% from 3, 6'8" wingspan. He could play both ends. He's a good defender. He could pull up, can finish at the rim. I saw he's ambidextrous. I don't know if he's just a good finisher with both hands or if he actually is. But I think they have to kind of start rebuilding that backcourt, and he'd be a good start.
So you would go Kobe? I went KG.
Yeah, okay.
I ain't mad at it, though.
Jalen Hood-Schifino would be the only one that I think about, too. Just because, again, I said it earlier, I like his attributes. 6'6", also at the point guard position. That's a team already that has a lot of size. But this is not a bad pick by any means.
Oh, this is my go.
The last
pick.
It
is last pick.
The Pelicans.
Pelicans are a very, very interesting team.
Do right for the team that was supposed to get Victor Wembanyama.
They have C.J. McCollum. They have Herb Jones, Brandon Ingram.
You hate their whole team, basically.
You do hate the whole team.
90% of their team. But I do acknowledge the fact that they have a pretty good team. Lively fucked me because he would have been the perfect slide-in big right here. If he would have fell, Valanciunas could take a bye-bye.
Keontae's still available?
Yes. Keontae's available, but I'm going to go here and take a more established sharpshooter and I'm going to take Jordan Hawkins at this pick.
I like that.
Yeah, I'm going to just go in and bring a guy who's an established shooter. He doesn't come in with the hiccups. He's not going to come in and force shots. You don't need to really fully develop him into the shot maker.
You think about Chris Murray or no?
I think about it, but Jordan can space the floor and he can defend at an okay level. Nothing too crazy.
I was going to say, I think Chris's offensive game's a little bit better, more refined.
Yeah, Chris is a good player.
Yeah, he is.
I'm going to go Jordan Hawkins
I like that.
To recap our NBA mock draft, lottery picks only. Jordan Hawkins, 14 to the Pelicans. Kobe Buffkin, 13 to the Raptors. Derek Lively, the second, number 12 to the OKC Thunder. Asur Thompson, number 11 to the Orlando Magic. Jarris Walker, number 10 to the Mavericks. That's an excellent fit. Grady Dick, number 9 to the Jazz. Kaysen Wallace, number 8 to the Wizards. Taylor Hendricks, number 7 to the Pacers.
My dog.
Amon Thompson, number 6 to the Magic. Cam Whitmore, number 5 to the Pistons. Anthony Black, number 4 to the Rockets. Scoot Henderson, number 3 to the Blazers. Brandon Miller, number 2 to the Hornets. And number 1, Spurs, Victor Wembanyama.
Love it.
You always just got to throw a wrench in there and just...
This is like the second time he's done this.
Right?
Hey, listen. And a couple years back, when we're looking at Anthony Black being one of them guys...
That's how I felt about.
I thought Black would have Black going to Washington or Utah.
Way different.
A Black at Utah, I need it.
Y'all remember my first mock draft, man?
You don't think that he goes to Orlando, number 6?
Orlando? That would be cool too. I said I want him in Utah. Like I personally want him in Utah. Something about
I feel
Utah.
like he did something weird with the NFL mock. I don't
Who, me
know.
or him?
No, I took Bijan number 8 and it was right.
Oh,
Facts.
He did cook with that.
No, you took Jalen Carter, number 2.
Oh yeah,
maybe that's what it was.
it was Jalen Carter number 2 over Will Anderson. Well, he's going to be a better player than Will Anderson.
100%.
Especially
He's on the
with
best team in the
He
league.
landed in Philly. That's
Yeah.
a good, good
Of
starting
course.
point.
Jalen Carter. What can I say?
So you're in?
On Jalen Carter?
Eagles.
You
Well,
should
they're
be.
Well,
in
no,
the team.
Dallas is going to be the number 1 seed. Don't
They're
forget.
fucked. I'm just letting you know.
Well,
They're
we'll
fucked.
see. We'll see what happens. Anything can happen.
No, nothing will happen.
I mean,
The
yeah.
Predictions
reality
not been
hits.
made yet,
Anything
Dehls.
How do you like my picks, bro?
Respect
I went crazy?
Dallas.
Orlando's. I'm an Orlando fan.
Oh, I'm all in. Amen and also.
No, wherever they go, I'm just letting you know
Yeah.
now.
I was
more
texting-
teams will be added.
That's
to
how
the
I'm
list.
with Taylor.
I know that Pierre's an Anthony Black fan, so I was texting him during the mock draft, and I said Anthony Black or Amon. And he said, depends on who's drafting, but Amon has a higher ceiling.
Yeah.
I said Rockets, if it's them drafting. He said Anthony Black is going 4. That's a guarantee.
He's going for it?
No, he said he isn't.
He
going
isn't
for
going
it. Yeah,
for
yeah.
it.
He was like,
I agree.
I believe that. I think
Amon has a higher
they're
ceiling.
definitely going to go with high upside, but this is my preferred
No,
selection.
Joel Moran,
Black
huh?
has a better floor. Like Amon is really dependent on where he goes. He has him and his brother
What's the
has the
ideal
biggest, highest like boom or bust. Ideal would be San Antonio. Unfortunately, it won't happen. What
The good
else?
thing is that he'll be paired up with Ime Udoka if he gets drafted to the Rockets.
Yeah, anywhere with a good coach, good development team.
Question, though, because if you're going to consider Anthony Black, I get it, but would you go safer floor if you're Houston? Can you afford another risk? Not that Anthony Black is. I mean that in a Kaysen Wallace sense.
Houston just got Ime. I think Ime
At
is
4,
gonna
that's
go.
extremely high. No
I
doubt
think
about
personally,
it.
Ime will go the defensive route, and Amon is a better defender than Black.
For sure. But that's why I say Kaysen, because Kaysen, you could argue, is
Kaysen's ceiling
the best
isn't as
defender at the
high.
guard.
He's more of a floor.
That's why I say he has the highest floor.
Yeah.
If you're the Rockets, can you afford another risk? Not saying that
Kaysen at
Amon's a
4
huge
is
risk.
nuts.
Yeah, no, crazy.
Like
but
beyond good.
No,
Like,
I'm not disagreeing.
fucking
I only
insane.
say that because we're having conversations about Anthony
I couldn't even
Black.
say the word.
Because we're having conversation about Black. I feel like people are torn between Anthony Black and Kaysen. I think it's understood that Anthony has the higher ceiling, but sometimes it's safer to go with the higher floor, especially if you're a team. And I only say this for our sense because we have Anthony Black here at 4. With the Rockets needing a player that has a higher floor, is that even a consideration? That's the only reason I beg the question.
Yeah, I look at Kaysen Wallace as like more Marcus Smarty, like
Okay.
where he's very valuable within the team construction.
Got it.
And I look at Black as like he's like an all-star level type of guard.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I would probably go
I'm not
Black
against
over.
that.